Carolina Varsity here with Myers Park head coach Scott Chadwick. And first thing I wanted to ask you is you've had time to reflect on last season. I know it's behind us, but any comments you want to make about last season?
Well, I think we were real proud of how the season went. We tied a school record for wins here. Went undefeated on the road. We sent more guys probably off to college signing than there's probably been here maybe forever.
Right.
We really feel like we've kind of turned the corner as far as building an actual program here, and so we're really proud. Not obviously satisfied. We didn't achieve everything you'd like to achieve, but we certainly feel like the program continues to move in the right direction.
Gotcha. Well, you mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and ask you, what's your definition of a program?
Oh, well, for me, a program, I think, first of all, is one, I would use the word sustainability. Mm-hmm. You're not, good one year and, mediocre or not as good the next year, that you have a sustained level of excellence. And I think from an on-field part, that's what a program is. Off the field, I think, again, it's putting guys in a position to have a chance to play at the next level. It's having involvement from your community and your parents. I think it's just giving kids an overall great experience year in and year out. And obviously that it takes those groups. It takes a great administration. We're fortunate to have a great principal here who understands the value of football. And you can't, I'll say that you can't build a program without an administration that understands the value of football. And but I think, like I said, I think the key word is just consistency and sustainability. And we're probably not quite there yet, but when you look year in and year out with the Butlers and the Mallard Creeks and what those kind of programs do, that's a program. That's
right.
Year in and year out success.
Well, from my view, you've brought Myers Park, at least from what I can see, up to, I think, the level of what I define a program that Myers Park and Mallard Creek have.
Well, we'll see. Obviously, we haven't achieved anything like what those programs have achieved, but
not the state championships.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. But I think this will be a big year for us to see if we can, again, sustain where we were last year.
Right. When I see a program, I think about all the things that you mentioned. Building the kids, getting the staff in place, getting everybody coordinated, good schedules of
right.
how you practice, how you work out, and all that leads to.
And doing all those things consistently.
Exactly.
Being able to do all those things on a consistent basis.
Getting good people around you.
I'll tell you, that's been huge here. Each year it seems like our staff is built here. I've got a great group of guys. Mark Harmon, my assistant head coach, and Andy Marketing, our defensive coordinator. We were very fortunate to add Joe Evans now to our
Right.
staff, who's only been here a month but already contributed a tremendous amount already. We've got some other great position coaches that that do a great job. And like I said, I think once again, each year our staff has gotten better, and I think once again this will be the best staff we've had since I've been here.
Or part of looking to next season, as I look back, there were a couple of hurdles that you guys faced. One you almost got over in the Vance game, and of course it was the Butler game. And I'm just curious, what are the things that you think you can do to help your team get over those?
Well, again, I think a lot of that work is done in the off season. You got to continue to get. Each kid has to continue to get better individually in the off season to allow your team to be better. I don't know that there's a big magic potion. I think a lot of it's just confidence. I will say this: the way we didn't win the game, but I think the way we competed against Vance, I think kind of showed our kids, okay, we're really close to being on that level. And I don't think the Butler game was in any way a true indication of the team that we had, and
right.
and I think Coach Hales will tell you the same thing. They're there's not a 53-point difference between our programs.
Sure.
And I think, Coach Hales would tell you the same thing. And, it was.
There was a hurdle there.
Now, and it was
Right.
just one of those
No.
nights where,
Right.
things started going in the wrong direction, and we
Mm-hmm.
couldn't stop it. And but to be able to come back and play a team again of that caliber, in the playoffs with Vance, and really, I mean, that was a toe-to-toe game if I've ever been a part of. I'll be honest with you, in 19 years of being a head coach, it might have been the best football game I've ever been a part of. I don't know that I've ever been a part of a game that was tied at 7, tied at 14, tied at 21, tied at 28, tied at 35. I mean, it was a great football game with great players making great plays all night long, and they made one more.
That's right. You were never out of that game, and
No.
in the final minutes, you still had opportunity to win
Absolutely,
the game.
yeah.
Exactly. Next season, how do you feel about next season? What do you think?
We feel good. We certainly feel like we've got the talent to compete with anybody. I like to kind of break down your roster in groups of 10. You got to have a strong. Your top 10 players have to be, big time caliber players, and we've got 7 or 8 guys that could end up being eventually Division I kids. And then you got to have really good players in that 10 through 20 range, and then your depth comes in that 21 through 30 to be able to withstand injuries and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I would say from 1 through 20, we're probably a little bit better maybe than we were 1 through 20 last year, but 21 through 30 we're probably not. We had 32 seniors last year, and you don't lose 32 seniors and not have it affect your depth.
Right.
And I think that's the key for us this year is that, we don't have the depth that we had last year. And we probably really more, I know it's a cliche of saying we've got to be healthy, but for us, there were times last year where we weren't healthy, but we were able to get through it because of our depth. And I'm not sure right now that we're quite in that position.
I understand. Well, thank you. I think it was a good interview. I hope. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks.